Hi guys, I'm Shmi, and today's video is kind of going to be a bit of an update and answering some of your further questions that I have seen coming in. But first up, let's take a look at the GT4 now out in the daylight. I hoped we were going to have some sunshine today, but it wasn't to be, but we can take a look around anyway, now that it's completed the wrap at Dub Customs in the Arlon Electric Lime. Now this is a funny one, because as I look at the car right now, it actually looks quite lime green. As you look at it on the camera, it tends to be quite yellow, which is a rather funny peculiarity of pearlescent sort of finishes, whether it's wraps or paints or whatever it is. Camera lenses never quite see them how the human eye does. So we're obviously going to do our best to get some photos of the car to be able to show it properly on social media. And if you've looked at my Instagram or Facebook recently, there have been some pics, and I think it came out looking really quite cool. The car's obviously finished. I know a lot of people are saying I should get black wheels or something, but the Porsche Platinum colour is very much their sort of signature finish. We've got those fun touches in the centre, and the red actually, I was worried about it, but it pops so nicely with the brake calipers and the rear lights as well. And as I mentioned before, the tips on the exhaust tips, the IPE tips there. So the whole car, I mean, I'm not going to lie, it's very bold and very out there. It's probably not very typical me, but this is to go alongside other bright cars. Remember, I've wrapped it for an upcoming trip that I'm doing. It's going to be going exploring, driving with my other cars, so I wanted to make sure it was protected, gave it a reason, and it's going to pop out in pictures and stuff. So that's basically the purpose, and for that, it's bang on, absolutely nailed. So this is the new look that I alluded to a while back. The new look after changing the number plate from 15 to 14. And I obviously have to say a big thanks to Dub Customs for getting that finished, because time pressure, as always, pretty tight. So a couple of other questions to answer then, and the first is going to be about the other incoming cars, and in particular, of course, the McLaren 675 LT Spider. Everyone is asking me where it is. Well, it was due already, but it's not here yet. A couple of delays, but hopefully it's incoming very soon, and especially after I posted a little bit of a teaser key photo the other day. I posted with the Porsche key, which is looking lovely in the lime, but also I had the McLaren 675 LT Coupe key. Well, key, it's the backing sort of piece that I'm transferring over from the Coupe to the Spider, so I don't still have the Coupe key, if that was confusing anybody. Then further afield than that, the Aston GT8 is going to be coming right at the tail end of this year. It's going to be arriving, I think, around December. So just in time for Christmas, maybe something fun to do there. Then the Mercedes AMG GTR deliveries are starting in around March 2017. If I'm lucky, I guess I'll get a March car. Maybe it'll be April, maybe it'll be May, maybe it'll be further afield. I'm not entirely sure, but with all of these, I will let you know whenever I know anything. So with the McLaren, for example, if I had posted it was coming 2 months ago when maybe it could have arrived, I would now look a little bit silly because the car isn't here. So I've just got to wait and be patient, and it should rock up. The next question I'm going to move on to is car spotting videos. So many of you know, obviously, that I used to film an awful lot of videos, kind of like this, finding a nice car, shooting it, talking about it, making a video out of it, especially around Knightsbridge, Kensington and Chelsea and that sort of area. Now, at the moment, it's become a little bit of a controversial topic, especially last summer it was bubbling up. This summer it's just a different world in terms of cars that make a lot of noise in that particular neighbourhood. So my sort of general approach is to try and kind of ignore the topic, because I don't want to be involved in the controversy of it. Even car spotters have been sort of getting tickets to leave the area, car drivers, so I basically don't spend very much time about there. The other side of it is about the type of content I create. So I've always tried to shoot unique stuff you aren't necessarily seeing everywhere else. So if you rewind 5 years ago, that was car spotting content. Nobody, or very few other people were doing it, just sort of Paul from Supercars of London, Street Supercars, a couple of other guys. It seems like years ago now, but obviously the content for me has changed, things have evolved, things have grown, and now it's about trying to share the experience of these cars in a little bit more detail, going on press launches, road trips, adventures, and filming all that sort of side of things that you don't necessarily see anywhere else. So that's what I want and what I enjoy the most. Obviously when I'm away in Monaco or Dubai, I'll always try and show you the cool stuff that I do see, but I don't want to focus on that. I want to try and keep it a little bit more unique behind the scenes. There are loads of even you guys out there shooting car spotting videos, and I love watching them and seeing what's about. But I'll leave that one for you guys now and try and share sort of behind the scenes with the cars and what it's like getting to drive them. In a few videos recently, I've also shown you my model cars. Let's go and do a quick update. What is new in here then? Well, you can see there are a couple of gaps in my IKEA cabinet that I need to fill in, but let's go straight to this, the Ferrari FF. So this has been custom built. A lot of people were asking why I didn't already have the model. Well, it was because it was undergoing transformation. This is now painted to match my real car. So it's Le Mans blue with the crema interior. It all sort of opens up on this model, and the inside is all replica to my real car. Even the dashboard you can see is the dark blue leather. The wheels were 3D printed because the original model actually had a different wheel on it with the red calipers, and it's wearing my number plate around the front. So that's a pretty awesome model to sit alongside the LT Coupe and the GT4, the 3 members of the Blue Crew, all in their full specifications to match the real car, which is kind of cool, I think. A few questions I'm sure are going to come up. Am I going to paint this electric lime? I'm going to keep the GT4 Sapphire Blue because that is the launch, or the specification I bought it in from the factory. So it seems right to keep it that way. The gaps up here, they're all in the order I bought them. So this gap is for the Mini, which is currently undergoing creation. Then next up we'll have a Focus RS. I've just got a 143 model there until the 118s are released. No news on that yet, but hopefully it's coming. And then on the end we'll have the MSO Orion Purple LT Spider. Again, waiting for the company that makes the models to release it so they can be customized. Going down a little bit, 650S Spider, they've announced is coming, so I'll be able to get one eventually, but it's not out yet, it's just pre-order. And also, the V8 Vantage Roadster, I'm hoping, is going to be made at some point. The Z4, I've just bought the Z4. I had a little one here before, finally in the right colour for my real car, but it doesn't have the right interior at the moment, so that needs to be worked on. And then a couple of these need painting, because my Clio was silver, my 1 Series was white, my S5 Cabriolet was a different blue. But it's looking quite nice, this little project. To replicate my sort of real cars I've ever owned is coming on very well. One notable exception, which is the Morgan 3 Wheeler. Seen lots of questions about that. It came in after the 12C, so it would go there. Unfortunately, there's probably never going to be a model for it, so I'm not leaving a space because I won't ever be able to fill it. But for now, this is going very well. So the next thing I'm going to show you is something in the book, Living the Supercar Dream. Now, obviously, I've shown you this a few times before. There's some pretty cool car content in here. But what I've never shown you is the way the app works. So on my phone, I have the Shmee 150 Supercar Book app, which if I load it up, has some extra functionality that goes with the book. And this is actually really quite cool. So you've got sort of...
Hi, I'm Shmee, and thank you for downloading the Supercar app.
Standard kind of video stuff in there. But what we've got is this nifty feature for scanning the page. So that loads up. I've put in a card just so I could find the page here. We'll go straight to the Koenigsegg 1-to-1, an unbelievable machine, and you can see as you hold the phone over the page, it literally just hovers a video there. You can click that, and you get additional content that I've filmed with those cars, which is really quite cool. Come for a ride with us in the 1-to-1 with Adrian Suttle. So that can be found throughout the book. You have those little icons down there in the corner, and there's a whole lot of extra stuff in there, which is really quite a nice thing. So if you haven't actually tried that already, give it a go. I'll pop the link to the book down below. It's available at both Waterstones and Amazon, international delivery. There's also now a digital ebook version as well. Next up, take a look at this. We're looking at the Pure H. It's a supercar design that comes from René Schmidli in Switzerland. He wants to produce it up to 100 cars, which by his reckoning, out of 8 billion people in the world, means it's only available to 0.00001% of the world's population. So it's the Pure H, it's a super sports car. It's going to have a V8 twin turbo, around 900 horsepower, under 1500 kilos, carbon aluminium chassis, and it certainly looks pretty impressive. So is he going to be able to get that project off the ground? Fingers crossed, it'd be nice to see a new entry from Switzerland to the supercar world. I guess the whole package is going to appeal to people who already have their P1s, LaFerraris, 918s, but just looking for something a little bit new and a little bit more fresh, not from a regular producer. So there we have it. Maybe we will see the Pure H out and about one day. And for the final part of this update, a while back I visited the Novitec group, home of Novitec Rosso, Novitec Torado Lamborghinis, so Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and also SPOFEC Rolls-Royces. I was able to take a look under embargo at their new Rolls-Royce Wraith, the SPOFEC Wraith widebody. Pretty incredible machine, so I can roll some footage that I filmed during that visit that's been a little bit secret until now. Take a look. You join me at Novitec in Germany, where we're taking a look at something all new. First time on camera, the new SPOFEC Wraith Overdose. This is a wide-body Rolls-Royce Wraith from SPOFEC, which is the department from Novitec that works on Rolls-Royces. So let's take a little look around this. A first look at something pretty crazy. There are only going to be 8 of these. It's 7 centimeters wider at the front, 13 centimeters wider at the rear, and it has an all-new sort of look and design to it. I mean, starting around the front, it's pretty menacing already with the black grille, the slightly tinted headlights, the new design to the bumper that sits lower to the ground. It's running on new 22-inch wheels from Novitec. Obviously, because it's sort of the full wide body, you've got this new look, this aggressive shape round to the front wings, new side sills, and the bulked out rear wheel arches. Come round to the back, we've got the lip spoiler on the rear, and again, a slightly new, more aggressive rear bumper. The car has 717 horsepower from an electronic upgrade, and it also has a clever electronic suspension system that lets it sit 40 millimeters lower. But when you drive up to 140 kilometers per hour, it raises to its normal ride position, so that it's not sort of sitting unreasonably low to the ground. But it's a good looking car, pretty crazy. Like I said, 8 to be built. Now this is something I like. SPOFEC, the name. You may not know what that represents, but think of it like SP of EC. Can you work out what that means? As I come round to the front, little hint right here. Spirit of Ecstasy. Such a cool name. And this is a first look at the car. So this is filmed during my visit here to Novitec on the Where's Shmee Euro Tour, where I've been filming with some other cars as well. You may already have seen on my channel the Novitec N Largo S, the new limited edition version of the F12, and also the Hurricane N Largo as well while we're here. But this is the 3rd one I'm taking a look at, all very under wraps until they're ready to reveal the car. But this is the new brand Overdose for the Wraith. And it's a very, very nice package. While we're here, let's take a quick look into the inside. Of course, nothing changed here, but the Wraith is such a beautiful place to be inside. Very, very elegant, and the finish of this car fits perfectly with the exterior, which is painted in Grigio Medio, which is a normal Ferrari colour. Of course, when making a wide-body kit, the entire car needs to be painted, and that allowed the opportunity to do something very, very cool with this one. And yeah, it certainly stands out. It's exactly what it's going for. There we go, a little bit of a sporadic, random update video, all sorts of different things from the SPOFEC Wraith, the Pure H, showing you my model cars, answering some questions, and taking a look at the GT4 out in daylight. It wasn't quite the sunshine that I had been hoping for, but exciting times ahead. I've got a couple of good video ideas in mind and a couple of cool things that I'm going to be filming before I head off on this mega adventure with the GT4, the LT Spider when it arrives, and my FF as well, and the Focus RS. This is going to be crazy. You're getting a sort of hint of this. I'll do a full breakdown of what's coming when I've got it all set up. That is it for now though. Thank you very much for watching. As always guys, make sure you're subscribed for all of the latest videos, and I will catch up with you again very soon. Cheers!